What is happening, everybody? Josh here from Spawn Fly Fish, and today we are talking Stubble Chenille. This is a must-have tying product new for 2024 here at Spawn Fly Fish. So we're going to hop right into things with a really simple pattern, but the possibilities are endless. All right, in the vise we have the Ahrex PR358 bend back and size 4, and we have an Insta jig head here from Hareline in that mottled olive, and this is the big one, the 5.5 millimeters. So this is going to be a really cool pattern, primarily focused and centered around the fly stubble chenille from Hareline. This is just such a cool product that we had to do a pattern that primarily focused on it. So I've been on a kick tying with these hooks. They're primarily used for species outside of what I target here in Southwest Washington, but I have found some use for them in casting at structure, wanting that hook point to ride up. It doesn't necessarily need this Insta jig head, but I want this one to dive down. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to lock that into place. I have some lead-free wire wraps, and I'm just going to throw 5 of them on there. And this is 0.015. This adds virtually no weight, but what it is going to do is just kind of lock that into place there. So that is what we want. We don't want that thing moving around. We want it to stay in the orientation that it's in. Next thing we're going to do here is we're coming in with some Danville 210 in olive, and we are just going to add a thread base here to this curved hook, and we're going to work our way up to behind the bead here and lock that lead-free wire in with some 45-degree angle wraps, and then we're just going to come right down over the top, and that should do it. So far so good. All right, now we're going to work back to just where the curve of the hook is starting to bend up. So this is a simple pattern, very simple, but I am going to take my time on it and just try and showcase things as best as I can. So we got an olive marabou feather here. We're going to strip the quill in the lower section off camera here to get some of this maybe less desirable fibers off the end of it. We're going to use this as the butt section of this bugger. So we have it here. We're going to tie it on like so. That looks good. And I'm going to trim this off. So you could leave it here if you wanted to. You could go like so and tie that all in. I'm just going to come in here and eliminate the need to do any of that and snip it right like so. So, and then tie that down. Flip it back over. Secure the vise, so make sure that it's not moving so you guys can see at home. And I'm going to come in here and just pluck away some of this tails with my fingers. Again, and my fingers, not a scissor. So if you've seen some of the flies I tie, I do that a lot on the tail section, and I will do it for the same purpose here, as I'm going to bring a feather at the end and kind of encompass all of this goodness that is going to be created with this fly stubble chenille. So now time for the highlight. This is a really small chenille. Again, this is size 4 hook. You could go up to size 4, you could go down to size probably 12 or 10. You might be able to get away with size 2. It depends on the profile that you're looking for, but these little stubble here is going to stick out of the core. It's really, really cool. It comes in a really awesome range of colors, and it's just a simple to use product. It's really nice, it's crazy buggy. The cutthroat out here love it. And as we move out of winter and into some other seasons here, I have no doubt that species all over the country are going to love this product. Alrighty, so we got the stubble chenille here, and we're just going to wrap it. We want that stubble not to get trapped, and we want it to kind of pop. So we're just going touching wraps there. And we are going to work up this bend back hook. So far it's looking awesome. Again, you could just simply, like if you had a straight shank hook here or a different hook with just a bead here at the front, or no bead if you're going on a little bit weightless fly. That's really all you need. Marabou and a little of this fly stubble chenille, and you're good to go. This is an all-encompassing material, in my opinion. It's just so simple. Alrighty, here, I'm gonna keep wrapping that up the bend here. We're going to bring it all the way up to where this hook kind of levels out on the bend back side. So again, I'm taking my time here, but if you like this pattern, this is one that you can just crank out. Like, you could really speed this process up. Again, I'm making sure that it looks nice for the camera, for you folks tuning in, which we really appreciate. Alrighty, keep it coming. We're getting there. Bring that forward if it's crept up. And one more wrap. Sweet. We are going to leave a little bit of room here. Again, we're going to come in with a feather and kind of encase everything, but not too much space. We want to be able to see this stubble chenille. This is going to work as a really, really nice profiled chenille to get those fish to come in for a snack. All right, quick little trim off, lock that down. And don't add too much thread there. You don't want to build up the head too much. All right, then we're going to go in here. We got some more desired fibers here, the tip section of this feather, and that's what we're looking for. So I'm going to slick this down, tie in the tip. Bring that in. You can pluck that off. And then I will wrap this and kind of encompass that stubble chenille while still making sure that we're not covering it up. We don't want to hide it. We want to utilize it. So that's 2 wraps, and that probably will do it. You know, like that's, yep, that is going to do it. We don't want any more than that. You could still see that profile shine through, which is what we want. And what we're going to do here is we are going to tie that off. I'm making sure that I don't cover up the stubble chenille on my end, and I get a clean tie off here. Again, if you're cranking these out, this little part here on the end of the fly is not going to be the end of the world. So if you're cranking, tying these out, you don't have to focus as much as I just did on that little detail. But I'm trying to hide some of this thread behind this Insta jig head so it doesn't shine through. We have a little bit of thread body that you can see on your side. We do want just a teeny bit so we can add that head cement later off camera here. Alright, one. Just trying to get a clean finish on my side here. There we go. Looks good. Let me see it on your side. So good so far. Alrighty, now all we got to do here is a whip finish. Come in with some head cement. This is an area where you could dub this thread here and kind of hide this collar. Oopsies, that was not what I wanted to do here. There we go. Be mindful of that slippage here. I'm just gonna coax this back with a little bit of moisture. Keep those out of the way. The orientation of this bead and this hook are a little different, so we don't want that thread to slip all the way back. There we go. And like I said, we'll come in here with some head cement, but that really does it. Really simple product that is really easy to use. This is going to be a fish catching machine, and it already has been here for select species. So this is the fly stubble chenille. This is a must-have for those of you at home tying up a whole mess of flies for the upcoming season. Be sure to hit like, be sure to hit subscribe, and we have every color available in large quantities at spawnflyfish.com.